Therefore God has joined, let no man put asunder. You may kiss the bride.
Good morning, Vision. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Let's just kind of ground ourselves in that intention. What do you say? You with me? Good. Let's pray in. Giving a great deal of joy and thanksgiving for a new year, a new day, a new moment knowing that each and every moment we have a new thought is a new day. We are transformed right here, right now, in this very moment, knowing that God makes everything new in any moment of any day. We put the emphasis on the turning of the new year, of the changing of the calendars. But any moment is a new day, is a new year when we have a new thought. So I give thanks for this time together. I know and accept that we are one in spirit. I know that there is one life. It is God's life. It is our life right here and now. It is whole, perfect, and complete. And we absolutely revel in it. So giving great thanks, I step aside. I let Spirit lead us through this Sunday celebration, knowing God is all there is. What joy, what thanksgiving there is in that truth. And so it is. So good morning, everyone. How are you this morning? I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're tuning in. It is my joy to welcome you in on this beautiful Sunday morning to celebrate our oneness. So wherever you are tuning in from, you are welcome. Thank you for staying. Pull up a chair and get yourself a second cup of coffee because we have some beautiful music for you, and we have affirmative prayer, we have inspiring words and things to think about, which is wonderful. It gives you something to go away with, to contemplate for your day. And in the midst of all that, I want to tell you that we have practitioners who are here to pray with you and for you. We have a website, www.visioncsl.org. You may be viewing it through that website right now, or you may be watching us through Facebook, so find that website. We have practitioner page on that website. You can call a practitioner and get one-on-one prayer. You can get prayer after the celebration today. Come to our meet and greet. Come to our meet and greet through Zoom. You'll see the address right here in the dialog box. And you can come and spend some time and chat with us. And practitioners will be there so that you can go to a breakout room and have one-on-one prayer if you desire. We are here to serve you in prayer however you would like to be served. You can also go to the website, like I said, and call a practitioner or submit a prayer request. There is a prayer request form on the website. You can do that. And through email, have a prayer sent back to you or a phone call back to you, however you would like to be served in prayer. We are here to serve you because what we know is that prayer changes things. It absolutely does. So, new year, new beginning, right? New intentions to set, new goals to reach, new ideas to have, new thoughts to change our lives. Like Ernest Holmes always said, change your thinking, change your life. And so that is what we are here to do, to facilitate that change, not only in you, but in all people. So sit back, get comfortable. Like I said, get that cup of coffee. Put your feet up if you'd like to, whatever makes you more comfortable. We are here to celebrate the day. I want to tell you about our welcome. I love our welcome. It's one we use every week when we're in the sanctuary. And since we haven't been, 2020, we haven't been here. And we're starting off 2021 separated but not separate, right? We are together heart to heart through this technology. We have a greeting. So wherever you are, wherever you're tuning in from, just hear this. Wherever you are safe and you are loved. And we absolutely mean that. So just take that in, let that resonate with you. I'm going to turn it over now to our celebration singers who are going to sing our centering song to prepare us for meditation. So get comfortable. Here they come.
Good morning and Happy New Year. My name is Paul Hemmerling. I'm one of the licensed practitioners here at Vision, and now's our time for meditation and contemplation. We'll have some quotes, the bowl will ring, we'll enter a period of silence. The bowl will bring us out of meditation and we'll move directly into our time of community prayer. I invite you to get comfortable in your chair and take these quotes with you into the silence. All truths are easy to understand once they are discovered. The point is to discover them. From Galileo. And from our founder, Ernest Holmes. One of the ancient sayings is, "To the man who can perfectly practice inaction, all things are possible." This sounds like a contradiction until one penetrates its inner meaning. The memorial candle burns today for all those who passed from the COVID crisis in 2020. We take a moment to acknowledge this shift in our society. This is not a list of numbers. It is a list of plans, a list of dreams that have been altered or abandoned. This is a list of families, of businesses, of a culture that is changing. We know that each and every one of those names on that list that has moved into a greater expression of spirit has altered the planet in that transition. We trust that the love and the grace of Spirit is comforting and guiding these families through this moment as a greater truth is made known, a greater truth of caring for one another, of altering this society in a new way. We simply choose not to allow this to have occurred for no reason. We take the mantle of Spirit and we act in this moment for a better world, for a new day. So we simply bless all those who have made this journey at this time. We release the human judgment of why, and simply know that Spirit is always transforming. And this moment of transformation is upon us. And so we breathe and we step into it and we do the work. And staying in that peace and that presence of Spirit, I know right here and right now that there is one life, one mind, one truth, one God, one energy, one unified whole which knows only of itself. There is no competition in spirit to manifest. There is only the truth of the I am. And it shows up everywhere. Effortless, graceful, peaceful and joyful, abundant, prosperous and healthy. I know that the universe is the body of God in action. From the smallest atomic structure to the great nebulas and the expanses of intergalactic space, everything we can see, touch, feel, and interact with is the effect of the mind of God. Knowing that that power and presence is the only activity creating from itself. I know that I am one. I am one with the power and presence of the infinite that shows up as birds and trees and fish and money and rejuvenated cells and fresh ideas, forgiveness and love. God is all there is, and I am one with that. I am that I am. And into the oneness and into the presence and into the absolute assurance of the truth of God, I speak this word right here and right now, knowing that health, perfect health, is the truth of each and every one of us. That power and presence that dwells within directs the cells, the tissues, the structures of these bodies into a perfect expression of health. I release any thought of anything outside of Spirit. There is a perfect balance between breathing, of viruses, of bacteria, of blood and bone, of nutrition. There is that which dwells within that knows what to do and when to do it. And I open to that truth and wisdom that dwells within. And I accept that perfect health, which is Spirit, as the truth of me, as the truth of each and every one of us, that we are one being, one experience of perfect God, perfect life. And as I know that health is the joy and power of Spirit, I know that financial prosperity and opportunity is Spirit. Spirit cannot be in debt. Spirit cannot be in fear. Spirit cannot have a need. Spirit says, and it is. And as we are made in the image and likeness of that truth, the I am, the great I am, I know right here and right now that all needs are met in Spirit. Therefore, I release any thought of fear, of need, of lack, of want. There is no economy in God. All that exists in the mind of infinite prosperity, opportunity, abundance, and effortless joy. The very joy of life and love. And this, I know, is the truth of all financial affairs everywhere. Simply release any thought of an old system. I let it go, and I allow the abundance, the river of spiritual abundance and prosperity to flow through this life, meeting every need, nourishing, and giving sustenance to every dream and desire. And as I know that health and financial well-being is the truth of spirit everywhere, I know that harmony, well-being, love, forgiveness, openness, creativity, and understanding, a deep wisdom, exists between all people. And so I accept forgiveness in this moment. I offer forgiveness in this moment. I accept love. I expect love. I receive love. God is all there is. I am one with love. Love is the truth of me on each and every level. So opening to that, I know that my relationships are blessed. My business affairs are blessed. My finances are blessed. My health is blessed. All is good in God. There is no other concept possible. Divine mind knows, and I am one with that. So with absolute confidence and conviction in the truth and the power and the grace of Spirit, I give great thanks for this day, for this technology, for this amazing tech team, for the opportunity to prove these principles right here and right now, for music, for art, for creativity, for a life of joy. I now release this word into Spirit, knowing that Spirit has already said yes, has already made the way clear. It is done in the mind of God, and so it is.
Happy New Year, Vision. Thank you so much for having me be your first musical guest of 2021. I hope that these songs resonate and connect with you this morning. May your 2021 be full of health and happiness and safety for you and your family.
When we all walk together, neath the bright shining sun, when we all join in singing, the world will live as one. And when we all love each other as love was meant to be, we will know no sorrow, and the world will live in peace. Sing on, sister, share your word, and go on, teacher. May your voice always be heard, fly with freedom in this life that you have made. And as you journey on, take the love that's here today. Oh, if we could all see each other as one humanity, maybe then we'd live forever in love eternally. Sing on, sister, share your word, and go on, teacher. May your voice always the world will live as one.
That was just wonderful. I love that, Kinnie. Thank you so much. Yep, peace and love. That is what we're here to experience. So, Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. I don't think I've ever meant it more than I mean it this year. Happy New Year. Happy, healthy, fulfilling, wholesome, prosperous, adventurous, growing, thriving New Year to you. We made it. Take a breath. We made it. We made it through 2020. Many people did not. Many of us did not. You know, and we owe it to them to live our best lives ever, don't we? We owe it to ourselves to live our best lives ever. So, what comes next? Well, what comes next is what has come before. Ernest Holmes, in Greetings to the Dawn, this was back in 1928, he said this: "If the past has taught us anything, it has taught the futility of trying to run the universe with feeble intelligence of finite minds. Again and again, we are brought back to the fundamental proposition that the universe is self-existent and is run by the propulsive action of its own untiring energy. Perhaps the greatest lesson which we have to learn is the lesson of faith. Faith in the good, the true, and the beautiful. While the sun sets on falsehood and the night closes in on mortal strife, that which is true endures forever." So that's what we do. We go back to the beginning. We go back to principle. We go back to what we know works. You know, and after we have been dazzled and distracted and dismayed by the goings on of the world of conditions, we go back to truth. We stop being distracted by the world of effects, and we go back to truth. It's there all along, waiting for us to remember who we are. Core concept 1, God is all there is. God is all there is. And in a New Year's talk Ernest Holmes gave in 1957, he said, "Think about this, because it has been the belief of all the great and the good and the wise who have ever lived." Deuteronomy, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one." The ancient Hebrews and the ancient Hindus had a wonderful concept, almost unified concept of the unity of all life. We are one. This unified field of all God. We individualize ourselves, but we are not individuals. We all spring from the same source. And as heard on this thing called life, another one of Ernest Holmes' New Year's Eve or New Year's Day talks from 1951, he said, "The most wonderful thing about it all is that we don't have to change anything but ourselves." Isn't that reassuring? That's mine. Anyway, he goes on to say, "For every man, or I would say everyone, is the cause of his own experience, whether or not he knows it. We are the cause of our own effects. There is only one thing happening in all of the universe and in all of creation. and that is spirit expressing. That's all that's happening, is that spirit is expressing. And as we align with this power and presence, we see that our lives can and will change as we change our thinking about our lives, right? What Ernest Holmes said, we don't have to change anything but ourselves. We stop thinking that things are happening to us, and we begin to know of ourselves as co-creators in this thing called life, our life. We stop thinking of ourselves as victims of someone else's behavior or some other event or some other condition outside of our control, and we begin to think of ourselves as God and company, aligned with and in cooperation with an almighty power that we get to direct in our lives. In that same talk, Ernest Holmes went on to say, it doesn't seem possible, does it, that so simple a method as this could produce a dynamic result, but it can. Anyone who tries this method will prove it. So we surrender to this power and presence. We surrender to this power that always has been, always will be. But we don't give up our personality. We don't give up our uniqueness or our individuality. We enhance it. We enhance it. We gain the ability to direct the power and the presence on behalf of our life and the lives of others. We let love point the way, and law makes the way possible. Just like Ernest Holmes said. We dive into it. We let love point the way, and we allow law to make the way possible. And back at that 1951 talk, the one he gave on December 30th, he said this: Jesus didn't seem to think that the change required months and years of strenuous work. He knew that we were all rooted in pure spirit, in perfect life, and that at any moment we can unify ourselves with the power of good, that evil disappears from our experience. And of course, you know what he meant by evil was the false thought, or the thought of, false thought, false belief in error. That's what he called evil. Our failing to make the mark, to hit the bullseye. That's evil. And so what he's saying is that we so fully unite ourselves with the unity in this one power and presence that evil just disappears from our lives. All of the false thoughts, all of the thoughts of a mistaken identity and belief about the world in which we live, it just falls from us. This means we don't have to make a lot of resolutions. We don't have to read the latest self-help book, although, you can support your writers, but we don't have to. We don't have to follow the most recent how-to webinars. We simply must go back to principle. We must go back to basics, go back to the beginning. The old truths still apply. The old truths are eternal truths. And Ernest Holmes said this, he said, well, you and I are thinking about the new year and what we want to do, and we're looking forward to better things. If we make every day a day of praise, a day of thanksgiving, in which we recognize the divine bounty and the eternal goodness, and if we live today as though God were the only presence and the only power that there is, we shouldn't have to worry about tomorrow. That is an eternal truth, right? That we fill our day with praise and thanksgiving, that we are so dedicated and devoted and single-focused on the truth of our being that we are eternal life, that we are the outpicturing of the one life of God's, if we are so immersed in that eternal truth, there is no place for false belief to occur. There is no place for us to fall into fear. There were some good to great things that occurred in 2020. You know, when we look back, I know at this time of the year, we look back, we look ahead, you know, we're so tempted to think of 2020 as a dumpster fire, you know. But there were some good things that came out of 2020. It wasn't all awful. It wasn't all negative. It called to us to be better. It called us to evolve, to grow. We adapted. We found different ways to do things. Look at us right here, right now, live streaming. Right? We didn't do this before 2020. We didn't do this before COVID. We grew in this area, right? I attended online graduations, my daughter's graduation, my son's graduation in May of 2020. I attended online. We ate restaurants, our favorite restaurants sometimes, outdoors, right, in picnic tables, in the parking lots. We adapted. Drive-in movies made a comeback. How many people have attended drive-in movies in 2020? Bird watching became a thing. Could you imagine? But it did. It gained in popularity. And we all learned how to bake our own sourdough bread, right? Didn't we? I know I did. We all learned how to do that. You know, Crayola Crayon came up with a box of flesh tones. That's a wonderful thing. 24 different ones, and they're probably going to get bigger from there. But they came out with an entire box of flesh tone crayons. 24 different skin tones. The box is called The Colors of the World. Isn't that amazing, right? Automotive manufacturers started making ventilators and other medical devices. Adapting. Distilleries, you know, I know, don't think about it. Distilleries started making hand sanitizer. Don't drink those. But how refreshing is that? We started reading more and more. And family game night got big again, right? We learned, or we relearned, how to sew. And we made a slew of face masks for ourselves, for family members. And as we worked from home, more and more employers are discovering we don't need those big office spaces. Commercial property, commercial rent is going down. We may see the return of the multi-generational families as more and more of our parents and grandparents are living at home and not going off to retirement communities because of the danger of COVID. So things are changing culturally, are changing in the society, and changing for the better. God is good all the time. And things happen, and we grow. It calls us to be better at what we do. And what we do is relate to each other, to love each other unconditionally, to be that place where Spirit shows up in form. And we must know that all things work together for the good. And the starting point for all of this is going back to the truth. The starting point for all change is going back to those eternal truths, going back to the basics of what we know. And the basic is God is all there is. That's it. God is all there is. It is motivated by love, and it is activated by law. The activity of Spirit is the divine creative process. It is how God creates. And in our lives, we co-create using that same divine creative process. We increase our ability to use or to co-create by increasing our faith. And with a childlike acceptance that it works in our lives. When we release doubt and fear and reluctance and disbelief, it works. And those are the 4 core concepts of the science of mind and spirit. Those are the first 4 truths, eternal truths, in our faith tradition. God is all there is. It is triune in nature. We talk about that. Spirit, soul, body. The idea, what the idea is implanted in, and what the idea results in, right? It is triune in nature, threefold. Spirit, soul, body. Soil, seed, soil, plant. It works using the divine creative process, that very process of the seed, the soil, and the plant. It works all the time for everyone. It is impersonal and it is infallible. It works all the time. It works for everyone that applies these truths. And we increase our ability to use that same creative process in our own lives through prayer, through our prayer work, which increases our faith. Remember, Emma Curtis Hopkins said, God works through me to will and to do that which ought to be done by me. This is our surrender to a power greater than we are. This is a surrender to our own greater good. It's not surrendering to anything outside of ourselves. It's not a surrender. It's not a giving up. It's not a waving the white flag. It is a surrender to our own highest and best good. But we don't even know what that is unless we stop and get quiet and go within and go to meditation and go to prayer and seek the stillness and seek the silence, and it speaks to us. And it is there our own highest and best reveals to us what's next. You know, we're so interested in making our plans, right? And setting our intentions. Here we are in the new year. We have a bright, fresh new year in front of us. And we're all excited about what's the new goal, what's the new plan, what's the new intention. But it's not until we get still and get quiet and listen, to go within and listen in the silence for that direction. And it's not anything outside of ourselves telling us what to do. It's not a God somewhere out there on a cloud telling us what to do. It is our own highest and best self. It is our own immortal soul speaking. And you know how it works. It works for us by working through us. And it works through us when we offer no resistance. Ernest Holmes in January 1957, Science of Mind magazine, he wrote this: "We must come to realize that there is such a thing as spiritual energy, spiritual mind power, and that each, in the sanctuary of his own heart and soul, may silently register the aspiration of his heart. And if he can induce in his own mind to accept it, so shall the universe honor him. For everyone that asks receives, and he that seeks finds, and to him that knocks it shall be opened. It is impossible for it to fail. We may thus embark on the greatest adventure of the ages without arrogance, without fear, and I trust with a minimum of disbelief. And you and I are embarking on this great adventure. Can we, by what we do in the silent sanctuary of our own contemplation, meditation, and prayer, see something happen in the world of experience as a result of it that has not happened before, and prove that the signs shall and must follow them that believe? Or do we put the whole thing in reverse in our pessimistic utterances and repeat the old formulas of fear and failure and doubt and uncertainty? Or do we remain in neutral while nothing happens? It is for us to decide. Well, then this is our opportunity to jump in, isn't it? This is the time. We are the people. We have just gone through an amazing and incredible and a once-in-a-century experience, and we have survived it, and many have not. This is our time to go all in, to throw off the restraints, to remove the doubt, to let go of the fear, to embrace the truths that set us free, and to see that something happen as a result of our faith. To change the conditions of our lives and the lives of others as a result of the total immersion in this truth, in this science of mind and spirit. To embrace the old truths, to embrace the eternal truths, and to change our thinking and to change our lives. This is the time to do it. This is the time to cast off anything that is holding us back and to dive headlong into the absolute eternal truths of our souls and settle for nothing less. We can and must surrender to this power and presence that is greater than we are. And we can use it, and it can flow through us, and it can change conditions in our lives, and it will. Ernest Holmes said this as he finished up that talk back all those years ago. He said, "Yes, the old year passes into the new and heralds the possibility of triumph. The triumph of the Spirit in us. But it cannot be done by the dictate of some external authority. It can only occur in our own consciousness when faith triumphs over fear, and love over hate, and compassion over unkindness. Then at last we shall sing, unto God be the glory. Forever and ever. Amen." Thank you.
There's people on the street, and no one looks at me. Everybody sees with their head down now. It's all around. It's funny how we meet, looking at a screen, and we get to be anyone we like, and it's alright. But me, I'm out here waiting with my hand outstretched. All I want is someone to connect. These are all hopes, and these are all dreams. These are all things that I wanna believe. And this much I know, all that we see could change if we choose it to be. What is it you see? You don't and treated like a cage, never leaving. And what is it you hear when you close your eyes? The voices in your head, filling it with lies and bereavement. Listen to your heart, friend, it's the purest love. You can keep on trying, don't give up. And these are all hopes, these are all dreams, these are all things that I wanna believe. And this much I know, all that we see could change if we choose it to be. Our reality. Our These are all hopes, these are all dreams, these are all things that I wanna believe. And this much I know, all that we see could change if we choose it to be. These are all hopes, these are all dreams, these are all things that I wanna believe. And this much I know, all that we see could change if we choose it to be. Would change if we choose it to be. Would change if we choose it to
What a beautiful song. Thank you, Kinnie. You know, I just so look forward to all the people that we have been missing this year. You know, we've been apart and together, and, you know, together technically, I guess, always. But it's going to be lovely when we get together in this place. Could you imagine what the energy is going to be like? Holy moly, it's going to be great. Anyway, this is our time for conscious circulation. This is when we give back to those people, places, or things, actually, that support us spiritually, that have nourished us. And if Vision is that place, we absolutely thank you in advance for your gifts and donations. Just know that you make a difference. You make a difference to Vision, to its ability to do what it does, to broadcast these celebrations, to be in the community, to do the work of Spirit on earth as you would see it done. It is because you support this ministry, and we are so grateful. So, if you donate online, if you do online tithing, or you write a check and you put it in the mail, however you are supporting us, we are so grateful, we are thankful, and we are going to go to prayer and say just that. We are so appreciative of everything that you do to keep us moving about in the community the way we must, the way we must, right? So let us go within and know that Spirit is one, that God is one, that it outpictures as all life everywhere. And so all life is some part of this one life of God's. We know that as we express, as we move down this path of spiritual unfoldment, we recognize more and more that we are one, that there is only one thing happening, there is only one activity, and it is Spirit expressing so beautifully as all life everywhere. And so we know this, and we support this with our own expression, and in fact, by doing so, we enlighten the lives of all lives everywhere. So we give great thanks for these donations and tithes and contributions, knowing that they bless this community and they go out beyond this community, blessing the lives of everyone we touch, giving great thanks for all this and more. We simply allow it to be. And so it is. Amen.
As I give, so do I receive, joyfully, gratefully. As I give, so do I receive, fully, freely. God is the river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know. As I give, so do I receive. As I give, so do I receive, offering my first and best. As I give, so do I receive, knowing how I've been blessed. God is a river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know. As I give, so do I receive. As I give, so do I receive, back to where my soul is fed. As I give, so do I receive, thank you for my daily bread. God is the river where abundance flows. Stepping into it, I accept and know. As I give, so do I receive. As I give, so do I receive.
Thank you for that. You know, I just love our celebration singers, all of them, all the different arrangements that we have of our celebration singers. They are so thoughtful and wonderful, and they volunteer all of their time in order to give us those congregational songs that they do. So that is their gift to us, and we are so, so appreciative. Now is the time for our Miracle Minute. It is your opportunity to share with us your demonstration of answered prayer. And I haven't gotten anything in the email lately, so what I know is that answered prayer is happening. You're just not sharing it with me. So let's start off the new year, okay? Give me an email, send me a text, go to Vision's website and share it there, and we will tell everybody on Sunday morning, because that's what we do. Our shared miracles really keep us on our spiritual path, keep us in our spiritual practice, doing the things that we must do so that we can get a demonstration of answered prayer. I want to tell you mine. I'm going to share mine with, oh, you have one too? Holy moly. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share Paul's. He was here before giving our community prayer, and what he said was, he paid off his credit card debt with the stimulus money that he got. Yay, so that is answered prayer. And I wanted to share with you that I had the notary public come to my home at the end of the year to sign loan documents, which I thought was just incredibly wonderful and thoughtful, and we all signed them together, and the loan funded on New Year's Eve, December 31st, and yay, so I refinanced my house. I love it. Lowered my interest rate, lowered my payment, it's all good. It's all good, and that is a demonstration of answered prayer too. So, whatever you're doing, whatever you're praying, whatever that demonstration is for answered prayer, please share it with us, and we can say it here from the lectern and just let everybody know that, you know, you're changing your thinking, you're changing your life, and there are actual demonstrations because of this faith tradition. So, please do that. Now you know what time it is. It is time for the last word. Bye, Johnny Kirko.
It's time for me. It's time for me. Hi, everybody. It's Johnny Kirko. Welcome to 2021. So excited to be here with you guys. So we're doing our meet and greet right after our celebration. Join us in a room. We're going to do it for about an hour. Have practitioners available for one-on-one prayer. We love to see you guys, just to see your lovely little faces. There's a Zoom room. There should be a link on Facebook. Also go to the website. You can see how to get to us. We'll be there for about an hour. We are continuing our coffee connection and inspiration. That's every Monday through Friday at 8:30, led by Reverend Lori Sheets. And we have a group of people get together for a half hour, just do a little prayer, talk a little bit, see how things are going. Come join us just to say hi. We're back with the uplifts. So we took a week off last week. Reverend Patti and I and Betty and the whole team decided to take a little break. So thank you for allowing us to do that. But we're back. So Reverend Patti will be back starting tomorrow. And we have guest uplift speakers too during the week and a prayer at the end of the week, meditation. So join us Mondays through Fridays at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Reverend Jean Phillips is starting up her class called Revealing Wholeness. It's going to be starting on January 18th on Monday evenings at 6:30 in the evening, and it'll be a 7-week class. You can go and join that today. You can go to our website and join up and go to the calendar and be a part of that class with Reverend Jean, a fantastic teacher. You're not doing anything anyway at home. Spend some time with us in class, gosh darn it. January 18th. Love to have you. So we're really, 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 really excited about a concert that we have this month. On June 21st, we're going to be January 21st. Thank you, Reverend Patti. January 21st, we have one and only Ricky Byers who's going to be doing a concert for Vision. I'm so excited about this. I call her the queen of the soul of spiritual music. So love to have you be a part of that. We'll have all the information on cost for this. This is going to be a buy the ticket kind of a concert, not a love offering one. So we'll tell you a little bit more about that. Ricky Byers, it'll be here on January 21st. It'll be on a Thursday evening. Our matching fundraiser. I'm so excited to let you know that we hit our goal. We hit our goal. It is so nice. Thank you, everybody, for your contributions. You guys always come through. Every time we ask you, you guys come through. So thank you from the bottom of the heart of all of us here at Vision. We matched the $5,000, so we've got we got the $5,000 from you, and now the matching $5,000. So thank you very much. They sure helped us up through the rest of the year. We'll tell you more financially of stuff that was going on with you, but thank you for all of your support in that. Next week, Reverend Patti Paris will be back. Her talk title is New Thought. And our guest is going to be Miss Rachel Drexler and the house band. So we look forward to having them. Love you guys. See you soon.
Okay. I have to talk about birthdays. It's January birthdays, and we want to celebrate you, January babies. So we are going to acknowledge, what are we doing, John? We are going to show a birthday video for all of you January birthdays. That goes for my son, too. Adrian, his birthday's on the 19th. So for January babies everywhere, this is for you. Just for you, January birthdays. What a wonderful way to start out the new year, don't you think? We just love it. Sorry, no cake. You're going to have to get your own cake, but I look forward to the months ahead when we get to share cake together and share food together and come together in this sanctuary. Looking forward to it. I know it's going to be soon. This will all be in our rear view mirror, and we'll be again celebrating together. Let's pray out. I give great thanks for this day, for the laughter, for the love, for the joy, for the commitment, for the faith, for the love that leads us on and leads us on together, knowing a greater experience, a greater expression, a greater unfoldment of Spirit as each one of us. I give thanks for this teaching, for everything that it is, for all of the tools it gives us to change our thinking, to change our lives for the better. Giving great thanks, I simply let it be, and so it is. Amen. See you next time. Bye-bye.